I'm Gil Broza. Working in software development over the last 25 years, I've seen many organizations try to improve how they define, create, and deliver products. However, in many cases, real change has been limited, slow, or unsustainable. If you've experienced that as well, watch this video to learn why that happens and what makes real improvement possible. 3 cases of process challenges seem to be most prevalent. In the first, the process, whether it's homegrown or based on a framework like Scrum or SAFe, doesn't perform well enough. People don't like using it and it has many problems, but it's not clear how to change things around. In the second case, the process has been enhanced with elements associated with modern development, such as OKRs, experiments, sprints, and automated delivery. To an extent, it's better than before, but there hasn't been enough improvement in time to market, customer value, visibility, productivity, or resilience, and leaders don't know what else they can do. The third case is that a couple of teams have adopted or evolved processes that deliver what the company needs, but expanding that approach beyond those teams feels almost impossible. This is unfortunate because in all cases, managers got to this point doing what they were supposed to do. People are trained, they have the tools, and the teams are empowered and supported. The managers have done nothing wrong, but they still have those problems. To understand what's going on, let's consider an axiom of product development and then explore 3 prerequisites for improving it. First, the axiom. The doers and deciders who transform ideas into customer meaningful deliverables and the processes that they use to do so form a value delivery system. In a system, decisions and actions taken in one part may impact other parts or be affected by them. And the effect is not just downstream as we typically think of in the case of workflows. For example, a seemingly minor design choice made by an architect or a coding decision made by a developer may place an unhelpful constraint on the evolution of the product's features and implementation. Product development is a system, so its results are not the sum of contributions of independent parts. However, most organizations seem to assume exactly that. This is evident in how they decompose product development into standalone parts, functions, individual contributors, Scrum team, or project teams. This leads us to the first prerequisite. Improving product development requires a broad coalition of leaders from across the system. Together, those leaders must be able to gradually overcome the organization's inertia, self-imposed constraints and bureaucracy, and cultural barriers. Organizations miss this prerequisite in various ways. For example, they might have a couple of engineering directors who try to improve their engineering team's performance in isolation from the rest of product development. Or the company looks to their single enterprise coach, who is indeed system-focused, but doesn't have enough influence over it. The second prerequisite is a model of improvement and how to achieve it. It's not enough to set improvement goals or to have frequent retrospectives. Leaders need to agree on a shared model that addresses 2 questions. 1, what would constitute improvement for us? An example answer is to avoid developing features that are rarely used. 2, how would we achieve that improvement? In this example, it might be to revamp the planning process, or it might be to create empowered cross-functional teams. When answering this question, you might look for recommended practices or consider what successful companies do. The pitfall is that those practices may not be best in your human, business, and technology context. What's more important for delivering better results is actually mindset. Mindset, or paradigm, is the set of choices that people make as they engage each other in work. For example, evolving rather than predicting the solution, focusing on value instead of busyness, outcomes over outputs, making change affordable and practical, collaboration instead of silos, getting real feedback and acting on it quickly. These choices, and several others, together form what I refer to as the agile mindset. Whatever mindset you believe will help your organization achieve its goals, whether that's agile or something else, folks need to have it across product development, from idea to delivery. As a leader, you must be intentional and explicit about it. Otherwise, people will work at cross purposes. Many organizations have struggled to improve product development because leaders didn't know about this prerequisite or didn't really understand it. The most common misunderstanding is that making surface-level changes, replacing processes, practices, and tools, is enough for shifting mindset and achieving real and lasting improvements. That is actually how many companies went about adopting Agile and why they never got amazing results. The third prerequisite is system-aware and people-first leadership. It's human beings, not resources, inanimate resources, who form the system, and it's they who have a way of working. When leaders are attuned to the system, they understand its dependencies, cause and effect relationships, and feedback loops, they can make more effective decisions. Leaders also need to put people first. In the context of making improvements, that plays out in two important matters: the change management approach and the determination of the desired mindset and implementing processes. Both require dealing effectively with buy-in and inertia and alignment and confusion and a host of other human-related issues. Many organizations struggle here because they try to install processes as if these matters don't exist, or they can be mechanistically managed away. That's why our approach at 3P Vantage consistently lends greater weight to leadership, mindset, and culture than to process, practices, and tools. And most importantly, we do that holistically across product development. That's why with us, you'll achieve your improvement goals without stopping work, taking too long, or making false moves. One last thing. Waiting to improve product development is not a winning strategy. Over time, culture and ways of working become more rigid. Correcting that is harder, costs more, takes longer, and beyond the impact to business, leaders suffer personal consequences. Your job gradually becomes more stressful and frustrating. You lose good people, it gets harder to replace them, and it becomes even harder to deliver results. That is a vicious cycle. So don't wait to fix things. Work with us to solve your product development problems. Let's have a conversation.